This is one of those stories that stayed with me long after I finished reading it. A message from a viewer named Rob. And when I tell you this one hit different, I mean it. Rob wasn't some naive tourist stumbling through a red light district with his wallet open. He wasn't some retired guy chasing fantasies on a beach in Cebu. Rob was a sharp, educated man with a serious career and a six-figure salary. He had just survived the worst betrayal of his life. His wife of 18 years leaving him for a co-worker. He was broken, lonely, and desperate to feel like he mattered again. And that's exactly when she found him. What happened next didn't just cost Rob his savings. It cost him something far worse. Something no amount of therapy or time can fully rebuild. While you're watching, let me know where you're tuning in from. I always check the comments. And if these stories resonate with you, there's a little super thanks button below. Totally optional, but it helps me keep telling stories like this. Stories most people are too ashamed to share. If you've been enjoying the stories I tell, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Your support is crucial for the growth of this channel and helps me dedicate time to making these videos despite my full-time job. Thank you for being here. My name is Rob Hutchinson, and before I tell you about the worst mistake of my life, I need you to understand the man I was before she found me. Because the version of me that fell for this, you wouldn't recognize him if you met the version that came before. I was 48 years old, living in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was the IT director for a major healthcare company, earning $145,000 a year. I had a 4-bedroom house in a quiet suburb with a manicured lawn that the neighbors complimented every spring, 2 cars in the garage, a healthy 401k, and the kind of credit score that made loan officers smile. I'd been married to Karen for 18 years. We had 2 kids, Tyler, 15, and Sophie, 13. We went to church on Sundays, vacationed in Hilton Head every July, and hosted Thanksgiving for her side of the family every November. From the outside, we looked like the American dream. But dreams crack quietly before they shatter. The signs were there for at least 2 years before it ended. Karen started going to the gym more often. Then it was happy hours with co-workers. Then her phone became something she guarded like a state secret, tilting the screen away when I walked past, taking calls in the bathroom with the fan running. I told myself I was being paranoid. I told myself 18 years of marriage had to mean something. I told myself Karen loved me. She didn't. The confession came on a Wednesday evening in March. The kids were upstairs doing homework. Karen sat across from me at the kitchen table with her hands folded like she was delivering a quarterly report to the board. She told me she'd been sleeping with Craig from her marketing department for 11 months. She said she was in love with him. She said she wanted a divorce. 11 months. Nearly a full year of looking me in the eyes, sharing my bed, and sitting next to me at Sophie's school plays while carrying on with another man behind my back. I didn't scream. I didn't throw anything. I just sat there staring at the fruit bowl on the counter, 3 bananas and 2 apples, and felt the entire architecture of my adult life collapse like a controlled demolition. Quiet, systematic, total. The divorce took 5 months. Karen got the house. I got the privilege of paying $2,200 a month in child support and seeing my own kids every other week. I rented a townhouse about 15 minutes from the old neighborhood. 3 bedrooms so the kids would each have their own room. But those rooms sat empty more than they were occupied. Tyler was at the age where he didn't want to be near either parent. Sophie cried every time the custody exchange happened. which made me feel like a criminal picking up a hostage. The empty weeks, the ones without the kids, were the worst. I'd come home from work to a house that echoed. I'd heat up a frozen meal and eat it standing at the counter because sitting at a table alone felt too pathetic. Then I'd watch television until my eyes burned just to avoid lying in bed staring at the ceiling. The silence in that townhouse was louder than anything I'd ever experienced. It had weight. It pressed down on me. I was 48 years old, recently divorced, emotionally gutted, and completely alone. My self-esteem was in the basement. Karen leaving me for Craig hadn't just ended my marriage. It had rewritten the story I told myself about who I was. I wasn't the reliable, successful husband anymore. I was the man who wasn't enough. The man who got replaced by someone younger, funnier, and better looking. Every time I looked in the mirror and saw the grey creeping into my temples, the softness around my midsection, and the tired eyes of a man who'd been working too hard and living too little, I heard the same thought on repeat. Of course she left you. Look at you. I tried the dating apps. All of them. Bumble, Hinge, Match. I wrote what I thought was a decent profile, uploaded photos where I looked reasonably human, and waited.
You too. This beer's hitting the spot.
The results were brutal.
Cheers to that. Cheers.
Women my age either didn't respond or went on one polite dinner before disappearing. Younger women didn't even look at my profile. I was invisible. Worse than invisible, I was a statistic. That's the state I was in when my buddy Kevin changed my life, not in the way he intended. Kevin and I had been friends since our 20s. He was also divorced and had found a girlfriend in the Philippines through a dating site.
I've been good.
He talked about her constantly,
I miss you too.
how sweet she was, how
let's do it.
appreciative, how she made him feel like a king. Rob, I'm telling you, he said over beers one Friday night. Filipino women are different. They appreciate a good man. They don't have that entitlement thing American women have. They actually want to take care of you. I rolled my eyes. But Kevin seemed genuinely happy for the first time since his divorce, and I was genuinely miserable.
Let's make more memories.
So when he texted me the name of the site, Filipino Cupid, I figured, what's the harm in looking? I created a profile on a Saturday afternoon. Nothing fancy. A few photos and a short bio about being a professional in Charlotte looking for something real. I browsed for maybe 30 minutes, feeling slightly ridiculous, then closed the laptop and went to bed. The next morning, I had 11 messages. After months of getting nothing on American dating apps, 11 beautiful women had sent me thoughtful, personalized messages. The dopamine hit was immediate and intoxicating. Most were generic, but one stood out. Her name was Angelique Navarro. She went by Angel. She was 29, with dark hair, warm brown eyes, and the kind of smile that made you feel like you were the only person in the room. But it wasn't just her beauty that stopped me.
All because of you.
It was her bio.
Look at this fortune. I can't
Single
believe it.
mother seeking a serious relationship with a kind, stable man. Tired of games, looking for real love and partnership. Her message read, "Hi Robert, I was drawn to your profile. You seem like a genuine, kind person. Rare these days. I'm a single mother looking for something real. I'd love to get to know you if you're interested." I read it 3 times. She seemed sincere. The one thing I should have caught immediately was that her profile was only 2 weeks old. A fresh account. In the world of online dating scams, that's the first red flag. But I didn't know that book existed yet.
I can't believe it.
I wrote back,
You're unstoppable.
Thank you, Angel. I'd love to talk. Tell me about yourself. And just like that, the trap was set.